Well, if there can be no arrangement, then we are at an impasse.
I'm afraid so. I can't compete with you physically, and you're no match for my brains.
You're that smart.
Let me put it this way. Have you ever heard of Plato, Aristotle, Socrates?
Yes?
Morons.
Really?
Welcome to Morons Mince Movies. I am your host, Moron Sam Munoz, and I'm here with my fellow morons, Ublester, Peñalosa, the second, and Akam, Overrated, Arturo.
And let me start off by saying, fuck you, Sam.
Yes. And
He's back. Thank you, guys.
Arturo is back from his sabbatical. He went off to Barbados, I believe.
Yeah. It's a very magical place.
He had lost himself, but now he is found.
Yes.
And he is back
Thank
to
you
talk
for
about.
having me.
Yes, we are happy to have you back. We're here to talk about what we think are the most overrated movies.
Overrated.
Yes.
Of all time?
Of all time, I guess,
cinema.
according to
all
us.
Cinema.
We're going to limit it down to 5 movies each, so you'll probably hear 15 total movies because I think our lists are going to be very different. This is going to be one of those lists.
I'm going to anger a lot of you, specifically one of you.
I think there's going to be a lot of angry people in this episode. I'm very excited. I'm very excited for this.
Okay.
Any general thoughts before we start? Because I have some, but Arturo, you want to?
I think in true Moron fashion, I am still working on my list as we speak.
Nice.
Oh, good.
Beautiful.
Pure.
Oh, those are the best.
No, and it's honestly, it's gonna be back, man. Life, and now we're here. So
We're glad.
Yeah, I know, man.
I do want to say about my list. I want to give a quick definition about what I think
Yes,
overrated
please.
means.
That's what I was going
now,
to touch on.
Because make sure you're talking in the mic.
Yes,
Just
it's so low.
You're getting rusty, man.
I know you're
God.
rusty. I know it's been a
Rusty
while.
after
It's been a
I'm
while.
tall.
This microphone is
I
where
can't-
we speak into.
Fuck.
So
This is what I'm doing, yeah. 'cause
I just
didn't
want to
actually-
say, just because a movie is on this list for me and is considered by me overrated, doesn't mean that I think the movie is bad.
Same.
Okay.
Okay.
I just want that
Is
to.
Wicked on here?
I just want that to
Tori?
be clear to the audience and to you guys.
That's
Although-
Sam Munoz at gmail.com. You can just email all your angry
Yes.
emails to him there.
So there are movies on my list that I actually think are really good, but I think they're overrated for one reason or another.
Okay.
The bottom one, my number 5, the lower they are on my list, that means the better I think they are. The higher they are on my list, that means the worst I really think they are. Does that make sense? That's how I.
Zero
That makes
sense.
So my
Yeah,
number one
yeah.
movie I think is overrated, and I also think it's like a really bad movie.
Got it.
Okay.
That's the way I did it. I don't know if
I
you guys
should've-
had any other differences.
I have zero order in my movies. I'm
Okay.
going to try in real time, but yeah, I didn't number them.
All right. You ready to get started? Unless you
Yeah,
have anything
I-
else to
I
add?
want
It sounds
to
like-
just touch on something real quick because I didn't get a lot of chance to general thoughts, but
Okay, go for it.
I had a hard time coming up with my overrated lists. I came up with 3 solid ones, and then 2, I was like, yeah, I think if I think about it hard enough, this isn't overrated. But I defined it the same way, which is it's not so much whether the movie was good or bad. I feel like the way I judge these movies is how the
General
consensus-
public or critics or
Y-
something.
yes,
Something
something
about
that
how it's
makes it-
viewed. Yeah.
If it's like, okay, you got posters and people live by it and they got tattoos of it, it's like, okay, the fucking movie was... Cool Runnings
it's
was not that
something like
great.
that, yes.
It was not that great.
Wait, Cool Runnings?
Yeah.
That's not an overrated movie. That's a great movie.
Okay,
all right,
go on.
all right. Should I get started?
Yes,
I'm
please,
gonna get
please.
started right away with a controversial one. It's one that I've talked about in other in
Oh,
other
God, I think I know
videos.
where this is going.
And this is probably gonna piss off a lot of people, but I want to say I do think this movie is really good.
Oh, I'm so
but I
ready
think
for some
it's
reason.
highly overrated, and that is The Dark Knight.
Fuck you, Sam. Oh, I
my number
knew this
5.
was going in that direction.
I've said this before.
As a Batman fan,
And that's the thing. I love Batman, and he's my favorite superhero. I think he's
Not
the
that
best
much.
superhero. But again, I think this movie is really good. I would say it's a great movie, but it has so many flaws.
this is
that-
the first one, right?
The Dark Knight, the Christopher Nolan's The Dark Knight.
Yeah, the first of the...
No,
No, it's the
first one's
second of
Batman
the
Begins.
Nolan. Of
Batman Begins. This is the one with the Joker?
Yes.
God is making you choke
With Heath
on your own
Ledger.
spit right now
right.
for saying that.
The
Okay, go on.
part of the movie that is not overrated is Heath Ledger's Joker. That part
Yes.
is iconic and classic and fantastic, A+ and all that. The part that I think is overrated
Plus.
The part that I think that is overrated is how people view Christian Bale's Batman. I said this before in the other episodes in the ranking Batman movies.
Yeah.
I think he's actually not a very good Batman. When we make fun of Batman and we parody him, we always use that voice that was really...
What voice? What do you mean?
Yeah, exactly. Yep. And if you really look at this movie and kind of study it, I do think that it tries to do too much with the Two-Face story. I feel like it not only it rushes it, that Dent becomes Two-Face, and then you don't really get much of Two-Face. He just kills a couple of mob men, and then he ends up getting killed by Batman. Flips
a coin a few times.
Yeah. And it's just like that whole part with Two-Face I felt was so rushed and could have been saved for the third film.
Was so good. When the design was so good, you could have done so much with that.
Yeah, and so that part I always felt was like, like I didn't like that part, and I also think there's some weird dialogue in there. Like, so again with Christian Bale's Batman, the whole scene where Joker and Batman are having their final encounter.
Do we have time frames? But I think we should.
Okay. I won't.
I was about to make the beeper.
I won't go to. It's just that there's all these things you have to think about, like of why
overrated.
We get it. Overrated.
You think it's overrated?
It's just it's the critics love it. I mean, it's like number 3 on the IMDb top 250. But I don't think it's even the best Batman movie. I think there's 2 other Batman movies that are better than The Dark Knight, in my opinion. And if you want to know
Lego
what those
Batman.
are, you want to go Lego Batman is great, actually. No. Don't forget Batman 66. Anyways, but Dark Knight. I'll stop talking since I guess I've been talking so much. But
yeah, we've been here 7 minutes now.
no, that was with the general thoughts.
Total. We've been here 7 minutes.
Go.
Are we going?
We can go that way. Yeah.
Okay, so
no reactions, no retorts.
I said fuck you, Sam. I think it's a fucking amazing movie. It's a 4-act movie, which is uncommon, but it's what adds to the beauty of it. Yeah.
Now, my response to what you're saying
Batman
is,
has asthma for some reason at the end.
It makes sense. But see, I guess the reason why I'm not so like on board with you is because I didn't see that movie as like being that high up there with people. I haven't met someone that's like, I will die for this.
The greatest superhero movie that's ever made.
Who?
It's like not only one of the greatest superhero movies ever made, but it's also like
in 2008. It was very much the second coming of Christ in terms of movies.
I mean, the reason why the Academy went from doing 5 Best Pictures to 10 Best Pictures was because people were so pissed off that The Dark Knight didn't get in that the Academy the next year was like, all right, we're going to start doing a top 10 from now on so that we can get some of these blockbuster films in there like The Dark Knight and stuff.
Maybe I can see where you're coming from then. Maybe that movie will make my honorable mention. So I like how you approached the list, which is you liked it, but it's still overrated as your number 5, and then so on and so on. I don't know if I can do that with mine. I guess if I was going to follow that same path, and I like it, so I'm going to follow it, is I would go with 1999's Fight Club.
What?
No Fuck
way,
you,
David.
man.
Whoa.
That is not overrated at all.
Are you kidding me?
It's perfectly rated.
Listen, if you walk into 10 college dorm rooms, I guarantee you will see 14 Fight Club posters.
Okay.
Every fucking buddy in that coming of age sees that movie as like, yeah, I relate to Tyler Durden. Yeah, look at his mental health problems.
Do you visit like college campuses that often?
I do. I'm oftentimes walking. No, listen, I went to college. So
you know what he likes about college girls? He gets older. They stay the same age.
Dazed and Confused. A great, perfectly rated movie.
Perfectly rated movie.
Unlike this one, which I'm going to stand by, the plot itself doesn't hold together.
What are you talking about? Yes, it does.
He gets off of the airplane and you
Did you
see
miss the
Tyler.
twist?
No, I saw the twist. That's why I'm talking about. You see Tyler Durden go and steal that red convertible. He gets in the car and he speeds off, and what's his face has to stay at the airport, gets a taxi. When he gets home, his house is already on fire. So which one was it? Did he go on the stolen car, drive home and burn it, or did he leave the airport, get home and see that his apartment was on fire? Or did he go home, burn it, come back to the airport, call a taxi, and then
the
drive?
gas
see, that's the thing.
Right.
All of those things are plausible. And he's an unreliable narrator.
Yeah, he's an unreliable narrator. There's a lot of points where he blacks out because Tyler Durden takes over, and he doesn't know how he got to one place to another. There's even a whole montage where he's talking about how, like, I get to one place and I just don't know how I got there, and go back and rewatch
that's lazy
it.
writing, though.
No, it's not. It's actually very clever.
No, it's not very clever.
Yes, it is.
No. I'm sorry, but.
No,
I don't. I'm sorry. I just feel like the movie is good. I like it.
David Fincher classic
Yeah,
right there.
David Fincher, and I feel like it's just everybody is just like, oh my goodness, Fight Club. Yes, the twist is
because it's true.
No,
so good.
No, it has
one of the best twists of
all
cinematic
time.
history.
Shit, no.
I remember the way my jaw dropped.
Have you seen Air Bud 1? The twist at
That
the
better
end.
be in your underrated list.
We're not
golden
doing that
retriever?
episode today. We're not doing that episode today.
Was he not a golden retriever the whole time?
You guys
He was
ever
a
finished
Dalmatian.
watching it?
He was
Yeah.
a Dalmatian.
With makeup.
You mean his name was Old Blue the whole time?
Yeah, no,
Reference.
that's a fucking twist. This
Okay.
twist, I was like, all right. So that's my, hey.
All right.
Okay, cool.
Send your hate mail at sammunoz@gmail.com. I get those.
Sweet.
Arturo.
Okay, so mine could possibly piss off people in here. I don't know. We'll find out. And it's a movie I don't hate. No. I just find it to be fine. I find it to be a really good movie. But and it is a really good movie. But I don't know if it's but it's just not that high up for me personally.
So much suspense.
It's like he's battering himself.
I know.
Yeah, because it's not a bad
he's
movie.
having a hard time
It
saying
isn't. It isn't. It's not, and I quote it randomly. I also didn't know what else to put.
Okay. What is it? The suspense is killing
And
me.
that
man.
is Forrest Gump.
What? Whoa! I love this. This is great. The anger inside me is beyond.
I also partially did this just to piss off Sam.
Of course. That one's for you,
Again,
Tori.
I think it's a great movie. I like Tom Hanks. I think a lot of you know what it really comes down to? It's the fact that the childhood me always took this film as based on real fact.
Oh, God.
I was so amazed at how they were able to film it and how he was around everywhere. How his muddy face became the smiley face that then you saw plastered everywhere.
Yeah.
That's how good the movie was. He tricked you into
and then
thinking
when
it
I
was
found
real.
out it wasn't, I was like, oh, well, then it's not that great anymore.
That's how good it is. That's how
The
good it
rating
is.
system is horrible.
And it went from an emoji with a winking face and a thumbs up to down to just happy face and a sideways angle.
Oh my God.
Man.
I don't know what to say about that.
It's okay. So
Forrest Gump.
That's all I have to say about that.
I don't
You should've
know.
ended it
I
with
don't
that.
know.
No, that's all I have to say about that.
I don't know what to say about that. That's like a fucking deserted island movie for me, and like that I can watch. I've seen that like 100 times. Ah, Jesus. Well, I'm just gonna go ahead and piss off Arturo again.
Oh no!
With my number 4
Karma.
most overrated film, in my opinion, and that is Mad Max Fury Road.
Oh,
Yes.
how dare you!
I've talked about
my
this
soul.
in passing.
That's bait.
That's bait. No, it's not bait. This movie, for God's sake, look.
Interject a clip
Look,
of
I just
Tom
want to
Hardy
say,
going, "That's bait."
I think the movie is fun. I'm not saying it's a bad. Again, I don't think it's a bad movie. I think it's a fine movie. It's a fun movie, but
Academy Award-winning movie.
I
Sam.
know that's exactly why it's overrated. That movie won like 4 or 5 fucking
And
Oscars,
they all deserved it.
and yeah. And it was just like, in my opinion, undeserving, with the exception of maybe like the makeup.
Makeup.
The blasphemy.
But I mean, it's just a fucking car chase. It's 2 hours of a car chase, and nothing else happens.
What do you mean?
And there's not much of a good story in there whatsoever.
The green is gone, Sam.
It's a very I came out of that movie thinking like, oh, this is fun, whatever, and I honestly forgot about it until all this hype was on it, and people were like, oh, it's so great, it's gonna get Oscar nominations. I was like, what are you talking about? This movie does not deserve Oscar
It deserves
nominations.
everything. There was even a convention after it, man.
The
Wasteland Weekend.
The hype around this movie, which to
Was
me
deservedly so.
is a completely fine movie that did not deserve everything that it got, and I just don't get it. I watched it again
Oh, shit, you
I
did
watched
your
it.
research.
Yeah, not recently. I watched it again during that year because I was like, what did I miss about this movie? And I was like, no, nothing. I didn't miss anything.
You missed everything.
because it's just cars. It's just a car chase for 2 fucking hours.
But
all right.
They needed water, Sam.
I know they needed water, but for God's sakes.
All right. All right.
On to the next one.
I'm looking at my list, and yeah, I think the rest of these are just like movies that I'm just gonna get right into it. I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with the movie from 1996. A lot of 90s make my list. Trainspotting.
Whoa!
Never saw it.
Whoa! That
is
is
it?
a great movie.
I feel like
Damn,
it's
dude.
overrated, man.
What?
I
It's
feel
so
like it's
good.
overrated. Yeah, I'm not saying that it's bad. Again,
It's
just
got
like
Obi-Wan
with your list.
Kenobi.
Yeah, I know.
In one of his first roles.
In his prime, Ewan McGregor, he plays a junkie very well.
He's
and
great.
I feel like, have you seen this movie, Arturo?
I'm looking it up right now.
Trainspotting.
Trainspotting.
It's basically about a group of junkies.
1996, Danny Doyle.
Yeah.
Starring
Yeah,
Ewan McGregor.
Danny Boyle. It's about a group of junkies and like their life.
They're living
basically.
life as a junkie.
yeah.
And then at the end, one of them.
well, one of them
Best Scottish film of all time,
It's
apparently.
a lot of different things happen. There's a whole
Yeah.
scene with poop, which is
Yeah.
hilarious.
Maybe that's why I thought this movie was overrated. Because
No.
everyone that I spoke to was like,
there was
this
a baby
fucking
on
movie.
the on
that
the roof.
movie was
That
very,
didn't
that
scare
part
the
was
shit out
very
of you.
anxious. Yeah, that
No.
part, that anxiety that I got from that
It's
scene
great.
is just enough to where I never went back to watch it again. But I just feel like every time that I talk to someone about Trainspotting, they have that reaction, which is like, this movie was fucking great. It was
And I
perfect. I'm
believe
like,
he
nah,
even
I don't feel-
he dives into the toilet to chase after his drugs.
'Cause he's
if I
that
remember
fucking
correctly.
crack-
And then
Yeah.
he's like swimming in the
In
toilet
his
water.
high. Yeah, in his high. Yeah, no, not for me, man. I just feel like that movie, for me, overrated.
Oh
Overrated.
man, dude,
The rest
That-
of my list is better.
the anger, so much anger. Go Arturo.
Cool. All right, so my number 4.
He had nothing to
Doesn't-
say.
yeah.
It was like,
He's like, sure.
I've never seen it. So the rankings it is weird to rank them because then the one that you think is the most, or it's the one you hate the most. Not hate the most, but like you like the least.
Yeah, that's the way I did it.
So I really like a lot of this movie. I do. And it deserves a lot of the acclaim it's gotten.
Then that means it's not overrated.
But it's not.
Did you understand this assignment?
I really like it, but there's parts in it that I didn't like, and I think
All the praise
the
is
praise
deserving.
was a little like
It deserved all the acclaim, but I mean,
and it rightfully so. It does deserve a lot of its acclaim, but some of it was just like and that for me is Everything Everywhere All at Once.
Oh, now you're just fighting words,
Jesus,
man. Now
those
you're-
are
My
two.
plan tonight is to piss off Sam.
Those are two like
How
number
much is
one
Tori-
movies.
How much is Tori paying you?
Nothing
paying
at all.
you?
I mean,
Sure.
payment just went through.
Yeah. You hear the Zell cling cling.
Yeah, no, okay, so I really do enjoy this film, but like a lot of the humor did not land for me at all. I thought it was a film that took itself very seriously, and I loved that. And then when it got to the humor, it felt very like, for lack of a better term, like toilet humor, I guess. Dildos flying around everywhere, like
Yeah.
it just what
some
like,
some go into someone's ass.
it was
it's
like
fantastic.
it kept taking me out of the film, and when I was done with the film, I did get caught up emotionally, and it is really well performed, and I love the overall story. But I saw it, and I'm like, all right, cool, that was good.
Yeah.
And then when I saw like people
the-
like the
yeah.
acclaim and this and that, and Sam
Best
I think he was reborn again through the film. Somehow he was baptized by the movie.
It's true.
Yeah.
Great for you, man. I thought it was a little too much. Again, it does deserve a lot of its acclaim. It does, but I didn't think it was that quite to that level, because to me, the humor, the balance of it was a little it kept taking me out personally. But again, I did really enjoy it, and I'm bad at this because I'm so easygoing with movies too.
I know. It's tough.
It was tough. Like, if
That's why
anything,
I
my
only
most
came up with
overrated
3.
movies are just movies where I thought, like, okay,
Yeah.
and like people thought were like, oh my god, and we're like, okay. Like
That's fine. Yeah, that makes sense.
that's-
Yeah,
I don't-
yeah.
yeah.
That's what overrated means to you. Yeah. So I want to say this, Arturo.
Yes.
I understand that. I've said this many times about this particular movie, in that I don't think it's for everyone. And when I talk about it and I try to recommend it, I always try to like kind of get an idea of what kind of movie does this person like? Would this person?
And I hated the hot dog fingers. That I will admit.
It's hilarious.
It made me uncomfortable. It took me a while before I could eat hot dogs again.
I will say that if you one day we need to have a conversation about it, and some of the humor. No, about the humor, about the ridiculousness of it. I think there's a reason why it's so ridiculous, and it plays a part into the whole meaning of it and the kinds of things that humans find meaningful in life and how ridiculous they can be. And how sometimes the most insignificant choice that you think is completely ridiculous can actually steer your life in a completely different direction than what it actually was going to. But anyways, we can talk about that some other time. I'm sorry.
No, you totally reinforced his choice. It's my turn.
Number 4.
No, it's my turn. It's my turn.
Oh, yeah.
All right, I promise this is going to be the last one that's going to piss off anybody in this room, because I think the next other two are movies you guys might not have watched.
Oh, I have a guess.
But now, since my number 3 here, we're getting into the movies that I actually think are not very good, are like mediocre
You
to
better
worse.
fucking not right now.
And here we go.
You
and
better
my number
fucking
3
not,
is
Sam. You better fucking not.
Avengers Endgame.
Fuck, I knew it! God damn it!
I'm fine with that. I thought you were going to go with Lord of the Rings.
No.
No,
He
that's
said this
storm outta
before.
here.
He feels the time travel is convenient.
That's true.
The this and the
Yeah,
that.
the plot is not only like a convoluted mess of a film.
You're wrong.
But I also think they kill off the most interesting villain that the entire universe had, and they replace him with a very generic. It's the same villain, but now he's like a generic version of him, which we don't care about anymore.
He's leveled
which
down.
again feels very convenient as to now he gets to be killed and by the Avengers and everything like that.
Which is smart.
No, not really. I
Very
felt
smart.
it would have been better if you would have kept the villain that was interesting. That
What do you
had,
keep saying the villain as if it's a spoiler?
with Thanos.
Thank you.
Spoilers! Thanos? Ah, man.
But, I mean, Thanos is the villain in the end too, but it's just a different version of him.
2014 Thanos.
But yeah, people, as my 2 colleagues here, that love this movie, and apparently they cried in it and everything.
including my theater.
I did more than just
To
that.
me, it was a completely mediocre movie. I thought Infinity War was way better.
Infinity War, I'll argue, is
way better.
Yeah.
And Endgame to me was just a complete, just mediocre, overly long, not very good plot of a film. And the only good thing about it was the whole Iron Man closure story of it. But other than that,
Steve and Peggy being reunited?
no, the whole
Are you
Captain
kidding me?
America shit was a convoluted mess.
No, it wasn't.
Yes,
you
it
just weren't
was.
paying attention.
It's a convoluted mess.
Mjord, he gets to
And
wield
all of
Thor's
Mjolnir, that was so
all
good.
my arguments, by the way, about how convoluted and how the time travel shit doesn't make sense have been proven correct with all this multiverse shit that has happened afterwards, in which they cannot fucking figure out how to put everything together. So they just decide
Everything fits just fine.
No, it doesn't, Arturo. It
Yes,
doesn't.
it does.
You guys are lying to yourselves.
I'm not, man. I'm
Yes,
chilling.
yes,
I'm not making
lying.
that statement
It's
because I haven't
fine.
seen
It's
all of it,
fine.
so I don't know if it actually all holds up
You
together.
haven't seen all of the multiverse?
I have
Saga?
seen the multiverse,
Like you're missing
Loki
some
and
shows,
those,
huh?
But I'm missing some shows, and I don't know much about everything else.
I will also say this: all the complaints that people have about the Marvel movies today. I was complaining about that with Endgame. The flaws that people talk about Marvel.
You were ahead of the time.
Like, I'm just saying, they're in Endgame.
I was hating first.
Yeah.
Look at me.
No.
I'm a little bitch.
No.
That's all I hear right now.
No. You're just mad because I'm telling you the truth. And the flaws that are in Marvel movies today were in Endgame. They're there.
That's where
You
they
just gotta
started.
fucking. You just
That's where
were
they
too
started.
emotional
it was the
to
roots.
see them.
Yeah. Well,
All right,
that's your,
off to
like,
you,
your
Uble.
opinion, man.
Yeah, that's your opinion, man.
I am also going to probably upset a few people at the end of
Everybody's
this.
upset.
Me
So-
again.
This is the most upsetting episode.
This is a movie that I think is overrated.
You
because
say
of-
Pirates of the Caribbean. I swear to God.
No. It's close to that, but I don't think you care too much about this one.
I mean,
For
you
me,
said Forrest
the
Gump.
fact there are this many sequels, the fact that there is this big of
oh,
a fan base,
don't you dare.
the fact that it's just what it is, there's a whole section of a theme park devoted to this.
Yes, I knew it, but no, fuck
It's
you.
the Fast and the Furious movies.
Wait. Which one is the overrated one?
All of the whole series. I clump it up as all of one.
Damn, I agree with you. Fuck, why didn't I think about that?
Jesus Christ, man.
I think they're fun.
I haven't seen any of them except for the first one.
I've only seen the first one,
and I stopped. I was like, that's it, I'm done.
maybe. No, I think I watched part 2.
You lumped all of them in there?
Furious's Revenge. Revenge of the Furious.
It's The Rock's revenge, I believe.
Yeah, no, man.
Dude,
The reason why I feel
can't do that.
Yeah, I can. Watch me. The reason why I feel that it's overrated
The
is
first
because
one is
of
definitely
the fact
overrated.
that while I haven't watched them, Arturo, I have been able to read what the movies are about, watch extended scenes from
It's like talking
the
about
movie.
reading a menu, but you haven't tasted the food.
No,
That's true. I have to agree with Arturo here. I
No,
mean, you can say that the first movie was overrated because you saw it.
Okay.
And I
Then
would agree with
stop
you.
it at there.
The first movie
I
is
feel like the franchise I can say is overrated, but you're right. I haven't seen all of
we
them.
haven't seen them, yeah.
I just feel like, yeah.
What's wrong
fuck,
with
okay.
speed in cars? Oh, wait, not speed. Point Break. God damn it, Keanu Reeves.
That's
My joke
why-
went out the window.
I guess if it was, you know what? If it was more than part, I'm okay with part 1. I don't think
Part
one
one's
is
great.
overrated.
I love that film.
See, this is tough for me now.
Wait,
Shit,
what are we
do I
talking
do?
about now?
How much
We're
we
talking
love
about
Fast
the
and the Furious.
complexities of this question because I feel
You've
like
only
part
seen
one.
You've only seen Fast and
I've
the
saw
Furious
part
1.
2.
Oh, the Tokyo Drift.
Too Fast, Too Furious.
No, that because I seen part 2.
Too
and 3.
Fast, Too Furious.
Oh,
is
Tokyo
a different
Drift
film.
was number 3.
It was number 3.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry, I can't keep up.
And then
with
it was
this.
followed by
many.
Fast and the Furious, and then Fast 5, and then Fast 6, and then Furious 7, and then Fate of the
Fate.
Furious, and then it was
Fate of the
F9,
Furious.
and then it was Fast X.
Are you fucking kidding me? There
No.
are 10 of
There's
these
10 of
movies?
Yeah.
There's one more coming out.
I feel like I shouldn't have to watch them
Oh,
to
there's
say
also
it's
the
overrated.
spin-offs. Fast and Furious
I kind
presents
of started
Hobbs
to
and
agree
Shaw.
with
this, I feel
Starting to agree with
like
Lublin.
this particular franchise.
Dude, they're fun.
Yeah, I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that it's a fun movie to go and watch, but I feel like
And I'll have you know, it's the highest grossing
10.
franchise that doesn't have white people starring as just the white people.
What?
I don't even know what the fuck
Mo-
that means.
most ethnically,
somebody
most
keeping that
ethnically
stat?
diverse.
He's keeping that stat.
Hey, wait,
Most
watch part 10,
ethnically-
and yeah, nope, they're all good. White people are cool.
Most
On this
ethnically
one.
diverse, highest grossing franchise of all time, starring Latino people and black people.
Does that
Interesting.
including
Okay.
Hairspray or not including Hairspray?
I've never
Hairspray
seen
had a
Hairspray.
really it had a very diverse cast as well. But okay,
What about Cool Runnings?
yeah, Cool Runnings? John fucking Candy was in that. Goddammit.
And he was Jamaican.
Oh, John Candy.
Okay, yeah, that was my
Too soon.
number 3. I guess we're at number
Number 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
All right. Cool.
go for it, Arturo.
See you guys. Hi. My number 3.
Deserves all its acclaim. no.
It does. So this is awkward.
Battle.
Yeah. Okay. So no. Okay. I really, really, really like this movie.
Get out of here.
And I think they did a really great job with what they did, and I really enjoy it. But it is a little simplistic, and the fact of how crazy it's gotten has been. I actually think it's kind of cool. You know, fuck it. It's Avatar.
Avatar. Ooh, wow. Interesting.
And it's just overrated in the sense of like I don't even know how to perfectly describe it. Like it's just crazy how big it got, but like you don't run into someone personally and be like, "Oh, what's your favorite franchise?" Avatar. So it's just crazy how much it's more like I'm in shock of how well it did. And it's
I can
beautiful
see that.
film. It really is. If a lot of its plot, I mean, I'll admit, it's Pocahontas in space.
Yeah.
But and then it's also simplifying it. But there's so many parallels, and maybe that's kind of what I just. This is the worst. I'm so impressed by this movie, and it's over. But it's just, I guess, I'm just shocked as to how much it's gone to perform on with. A lot of it is deserving, but it's just wild to think about when you don't really run into people that that love love it.
I think
Does
I
that make
understand.
sense?
I think
I
speak
actually
Arturo.
agree that the first Avatar is a bit overrated. But I mean, yeah, I
That
think
makes
it's
sense to an extent, right?
I think it's
Yeah.
a very
No.
good movie. I think
Yeah,
it's
it
a
is
very good movie. But
yeah.
yeah, I can see. I remember when it came out, I was like, this movie's fine.
See,
The visual effects are great.
Yeah,
and everything.
I really, really liked it. I
like the second one more, to be honest.
oh Jesus Christ!
The second one I thought was
don't-
better.
I think the first one, even though it mirrored the whole Pocahontas
Yeah.
storyline.
No, the first one
First
does.
one,
yeah,
have
the
that's
Pocahontas
what I'm
first
saying.
one. Yeah.
I like the first one more than the second one, even though it mirrored the Pocahontas storyline.
Maybe it doesn't even belong in my list.
I think because I watched
what?
it.
Take it back.
Is your
You know,
number
I
three?
That's your number 3.
I really like this movie.
Arturo hates Avatar.
God damn it, no.
But I do get what you're saying, which is even
It-
though it was a good
yeah.
movie, the fact that it made as much as it made,
It's kind of crazy.
and like
yeah, and again, like
theme park has a whole fucking section to it in Orlando.
it does, and apparently they're doing one over here. But like
Yeah,
that's
they are.
the crazy thing to me. It's more of like how well it ended up doing. Like if it made like I don't know, like 500-700 million, cool. Like I would have like felt more appropriate. But the fact that it went on to gross over $1 billion and became the highest grossing film of all time.
Yeah.
And but again, it's more of like the fact that like I just feel like I don't run into people that are, oh, I love Avatar so much. I got Avatar tattoos, or there's a whole convention dedicated to just Avatar, where you find things like Fury Road had a whole convention dedicated to it. Like I don't like it's kind of crazy to me seeing how it performed despite it just being everyone's like, oh, it was really good, but no
Yeah.
one's like, dear God, I'm gonna die for this movie like
Yeah,
you have
yeah.
for other stuff.
Yeah,
Like I just find it
I
interesting.
don't see a lot of people with
Yeah.
Avatar tattoos.
No.
You see a
Yeah,
lot of
but it
people
makes
with
a
Star Wars tattoos.
Yeah.
Multi-billion-dollar movie. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
I mean, good for them. Honestly, I
And
mean, I've had a good time with
James
both
Cameron,
films.
man.
I am
Yeah.
excited to
He's
see part 3.
Me too. Ash and Fire, right?
Yeah, coming out this year.
Firebender.
All right. My number 2. So now we start off. Now we're getting to the
Yeah.
final 2 movies I really think are actually bad movies, but for some reason, certain groups think that they're good, and I don't understand it. My number 2, and I'm sorry to say, the director of this movie died recently.
Oh no!
So
You asshole.
rest in peace to him. But I also think he's the most
Gene
overrated
Hackman.
director of all time, and that's David Lynch, and the movie is Blue Velvet.
Oh, I've never seen it.
You guys have never seen. I told you these next 2
Definitely
movies
on
you
your
guys
own
have
with
never
that one.
seen, but this movie, if you don't know
Is
what
that
it
about
is,
the crafty person that's like has
No.
a hard time going to Joanne's? And
no,
Michael's?
it's
No, you're thinking of
it takes
Red
place in
Velvet.
the suburbs.
Oh,
It's about this kid who meets this woman who's kind of troubled, and then there's this guy who is basically like a mobster. It's been a while since I've seen it, but oh my. And
Blue Velvet.
and he like the movie is a complete mess of a movie, and most David Lynch movies, in my opinion, are a complete mess. And they always feel very pretentious, and they always feel like a guy who's trying too hard to be disturbing and shocking.
Yeah.
And this movie, a lot of critics love this movie, and it makes a lot of like the
Oh, Lord, this.
top films of the years and of all
Really?
time type of thing.
I've
Like it
never
usually, yeah,
heard of this movie.
yeah, and it's just a horrible movie in my opinion. Some awful acting, some awful storytelling. There's a whole rape scene that's supposed to be disturbing and shocking, but it really is so badly acted and so badly filmed and performed that you just like this doesn't feel real. This doesn't feel like something that I'm shocked or disturbed by. And that is the whole thing that people say about this movie is shocking and disturbing. And to me, I'm just like, this is not good. This is just a really bad movie made by a director who thinks he's being shocking and disturbing, but he's just making a bad movie. And I know there's a whole cult of people that love David Lynch, especially now that he's died. He's getting a lot of tributes and everything like that. But man, do I hate his movies. I hate this movie.
He's a piece
I'm
of
not a
shit.
big fan of Mulholland Drive. I also think that movie is
Same.
overrated.
Yeah.
And it's just that Lost Highway is a complete fucking mess of a movie too. Dune, the first Dune, the 80s Dune, was directed by David Lynch. That movie is shit, my God. It's a shit movie.
I've seen clips of it, and without
really,
even knowing
so
it was David Lynch.
this spot
it
is more about David Lynch and how overrated I think
Fuck
his
him.
movies are. And yeah.
all right.
Cool.
No, we lost about 85% of our audience on
Yeah,
that one.
all
but
the
that's fine.
cinephiles have just turned this off.
Yeah. That's fine. I can agree with that one because I've never seen it. My number 2, and this is one where, I'm gonna say it's overrated because of my opinion on part 1. I haven't seen the sequels or the ones that came after it, but I feel like the fact that it's getting this many sequels just doesn't make sense to me. Like when I hear that another one is coming out or that now it has a spin-off, I don't understand it. And granted, again, I only saw part 1, and I'm gonna anger someone, but for me, it's John Wick.
Oh.
I feel like, oh shit,
I dropped this.
he dropped his phone. Listen, Keanu,
Launched my phone.
I love you, but like that whole style of like I'm really crafty with my fighting and my guns, and I can fall off of high-rise buildings and survive. And there's
Yeah.
this like part one,
It's
I
true.
loved it. That's why I'm saying this was difficult because part one, I was like, nice. They told the story that they needed to tell. The secret organization, the killing, the craftiness, ended there. Beautiful. But then they're like, let's milk this teat.
It does
until
go off
it's
the
dry,
rails.
and let's beat this horse until there's nothing. And now let's branch off into this other thing.
How
that
much have you seen of the other films?
I saw part one and part two.
I've seen all of them.
I'm not talking to you, Sam.
I saw part one and part two.
And
And
number
again,
2 made you think it was overrated.
the reason why I thought it was overrated is because after part two, I was like, yeah, that's cool addition to that story, but I was fine with it ending in part one. Like, I felt like it was a very nice ending to this character and being like, that's it, that's good. I'm not saying this is a bad franchise, Arturo. You have this murderous look in your eye.
He's been
that
pissed
you're
off
like,
too much
yeah,
today.
You're
He's never
cracking
gonna.
your knuckles.
His first day back, and
I
it's
know,
like we're
right?
punching him in the face
It's like,
over and over
Yeah.
again.
Well, if I never
I'm
come back,
just-
now you know why.
I'm just trying to say I don't understand why this franchise gets so many sequels, one after another.
Because
Like,
they're amazing.
I'm
No,
sure-
come on, Arturo. I liked the first two movies, but number 3 and 4 go off the rails. It gets ridiculous. John
I think
Wick.
that might be my gripe with these things.
It
which is
gets-
Fast and the
it
Furious,
crosses the line,
John Wick,
like-
which is like they start pushing the boundaries of how much their fan base will be willing to accept. And I think Fast and the Furious is a perfect example of that. Is like, hey, let's see if they're cool
Drop
with
my
us
phone.
flying. Yeah, you did. Let's see if the fans are cool with us flying this car off a cliff in through a balloon that's made of helium to save the jewelry and then land back on the freeway. And then they do it and they're like, fucking, they loved it, dude. They fucking loved it. Let's do another one. Hey, how about in space? No. Save that one for part 11. We're only on part 4. Let's do something more creative. And like, I feel like they keep pushing the boundaries just because that's the thing. And again, I haven't seen all of them, but that kind of makes me feel like the ratedness is right here. And then this is where everyone else is rating it. Over where most people would rate. Overrated. There you go. Like an overrated.
So my number 2 and number 1 are Lord of the Rings.
Oh, no!
The entirety of Lord of the Rings
No,
in every
it's
way,
not.
shape, and form.
See, Arturo just wants to piss us
Yeah,
off.
I know.
We genuinely believe these movies are
If I ever
overrated.
said I liked them, I hate them.
Okay.
And Star Wars.
I
No,
really-
I'm kidding.
I
Well,
would-
what's number 2?
Uwe, thank you for your thoughts. Also, fuck you. My next 2 films, the one of them might annoy Sam, but I don't know if it's gonna affect Uwe in the slightest. And that to me is Hereditary.
Oh, yeah. All right.
What? Wow, that movie is great, man.
It's mostly good.
It's fantastic.
It's mostly good. The acting is really good. Toni Collette is fucking phenomenal. She got snubbed but it's
As a horror fan, how can you not love that
the
movie?
ending falls apart entirely. It's
No.
so convenient.
Yep.
What's so convenient? There'd been a.
Oh
Go
my
back
god,
and
the
watch
whole
movie.
film is all about how it's going to be one chosen one, and he's the one we're doing all this for,
Yeah.
and there's all this happening, and then you know what, that host didn't really work out, we're going to give it to
Never
this
mind.
other host. Cool, sweet.
Yeah.
We're resurrecting a demon. What the
Yeah.
fuck?
By the way, there was
It's
someone
a
else.
cult,
Yeah.
and yeah, they're.
Thank you, Uwe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm with you,
Bullshit.
Arturo. Yeah,
No.
no, dude.
It's just,
Not convenient.
but everything before was really
Go.
yeah.
good. Yeah.
I know. I'm fully on board
There's
with
Thank
more
you,
than
Uwe.
enough signs about how this is like a cult that worships a demon
so
or devil
much
or
is
whatever.
like the convenience of the fucking sticky note. Like, what are the
Yeah.
chances?
Right? And that it was sticking still.
And like then
you didn't even watch this movie.
like when I saw it, the ending was like, and then the film was like overall like fine because it really did ruin a lot for me. But when I saw people like, oh dear, like
It's great.
What really pissed me off
Ari
too
Aster.
is that it became this whole thing of like, oh, now there's elevated horror and we always knew and you see here in the horror movie that we're like,
Look.
are you, dude? There's psychological horror has existed for fucking years, and the fact that all of a sudden now you pasted like this nice little trendy stamp on it, and now everything over here and the things that people are running to, I'm like, fuck the fuck off.
yeah.
And that's my thoughts.
I mean, I don't know how you can hate that movie as a horror fan. It's like one of the best horror movies.
There's a lot of
the
good
last
to
decade.
it, but no, man, I'm
And,
good.
I mean,
and you talk to some horror circles, man. They'll be on that, man.
Yeah.
If you think that a movie like fucking Friday the 13th part whatever 6
Part
or
4.
4 is better than
The
Hereditary,
final
I don't know what
chapter.
to tell you.
That movie's fucking fun, bro.
Yeah, it's elevated horror because it is elevated above.
It's so pretentious.
Above the
so
shit.
pretentious.
It's not pretentious.
Of course, that's why you love it.
You
Sam.
know what's pretentious is fucking Us. Us was pretentious. That was a fucking pretentious horror
Yeah, that
film.
one didn't hold up either.
Anyways, but yeah.
Okay.
Us.
What's your number one?
Yeah,
Anyway,
Sam.
my number one is a movie that none of you guys have probably seen, and it's a very old movie. And it's a movie that if you ever studied film academically,
Oh shit.
it comes up. But it's one of the most disgusting, racist, horrible films you would ever see. It's called A Birth of a
Ernest
Nation.
Oh shit.
Birth of a Nation. It was released in 1915, and it's considered basically a
heard about
historical
this.
landmark in film, mostly because it was the first epic feature film. Not really the first feature film because there were other feature films before this, but this was the one that was kind of like it's a fucking 3-hour plus movie, silent film, and it's epic in scope, and there's like big battles and all this shit. And I can give some credit in the fact that it's like sort of like the first big American epic, but holy crap, is this movie bad. And not just, and they also credit it for having like the first appearances of certain techniques and everything, which is actually not true. There's a bunch of short films that had these same techniques, and the director, God damn it, man, you fucking
Stone Cold Steve Austin? What the fuck are you doing, dude? Jesus Christ.
It's sorry.
Smash that shit.
Arkham
Sorry,
overrated
Sam,
our
go
dude
for it.
over here. Decided to open a can of beer and spilled beer all over my computer.
I mean, I think
Coors
the
Light.
audience probably caught it. It was one-handed. I didn't expect the foam to fucking fly.
Okay.
Anyways, the reason for why this movie is considered so like such a historical landmark of film is because of some of the techniques and everything that's used. But some of those techniques were used by the same director, D.W. Griffith, in like his short films, and there were other filmmakers in the time who were also making the same technique. So it's not really that much of a landmark in terms of that. And when you look at the story itself, it's fucking horribly
What's
racist.
the story?
It's hard. The story is about during the post-Civil War.
Let me just stop you right there.
It's
Yeah, it sounds like it's going to be bad.
post-Civil War, but told through the perspective of the KKK.
Oh,
like the KKK
Jesus.
are heroes in this fucking movie.
No!
And black people are depicted as like these like raping, horrible,
No, God.
like because during the Reconstruction era, right? The freed slaves. They were starting to run for office and everything like that and whatnot. And this movie basically takes the perspective that, it was horrible for the South and the South were being oppressed and all this crap. It is horribly, horribly racist and disgusting. I would never recommend anyone to watch this movie, but for some reason, it has stood the test of time, and I think it's for racist reasons.
So when you say, sorry to cut you off, but
Yeah.
when you say stood, because the whole overrated means so many people love it and rate it highly.
I don't see the thing is, if you look up this movie on Rotten Tomato, it has like a 91%.
Look
It
it
has
up
like a
on tomatoes.
91% or something
Really?
like that.
Oh,
yeah.
shit. Okay.
If you've ever been, like
Goes
I
to
said,
show how bad
if you
Rotten
ever been
Tomatoes
in a film school, maybe not today,
I
but
typed in tomatoes and just tomatoes popped up.
if you ever
Did you
been,
mean Rotten Tomatoes?
if you ever been
Please
to,
be specific.
yeah, Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
If you ever done any film studies class, usually you'll run into this movie when you're talking about like the early era of movies. And I don't know. And this was when I took my film studies class. This was like 20 plus years ago, so I'm old. I don't know if that has changed. I hope it has. But I think this movie.
People have been born since.
But I think this movie deserves to be in like the dumpster,
many people.
in the forgotten dumpster of cinematic history. Like there's
Yeah.
no reason why
There's a lot of those.
we should
Cool.
revisit this movie at any
Yeah.
time ever. And
I'll
like
avoid it so hard. I already forgot its name.
Halle Berry's
it's called The Birth of a
Catwoman.
Nation.
Oh,
I'm
fuck.
sure if you look it up, there's I mean, it was a blockbuster of its time, And that it tells you more about the horrible culture that we were in during that time when this movie came out, that it made so much money, and how horribly racist this movie is. It's so bad. It's fucking long. It's boring. It's not even a good goddamn story. It's boring as fuck.
IMDb gives it a 6.
Yeah, I know. But that's because that's general audiences and everything.
Yeah,
but
that's who I fuck with.
yeah, but like I said, like in terms of like it's historical.
Yeah, Rotten
significance.
Tomatoes gives it a 91.
Yeah,
Jesus
fuck Rotten Tomatoes, man. I've been telling you guys for years.
But again, it's people tend to rate it high because of its historical significance, and I understand for certain movies that is the case.
Jesus, the fucking posters, the KKK.
Yeah. It's bad. It's bad. It's the most overrated movie just
the fiery
simply because
cross of the Ku Klux. Fuck this movie.
it's the most overrated movie just simply because it hasn't been forgotten yet, and it should be. And that's it.
Well, you're definitely helping.
The more you talk about it, Sam, the more the worse you're making it.
I know, but it's still
So,
in the,
Uble, you're number 1.
On an equally serious note, my number 1 is Ernest Goes to Jail. I feel like that movie, just like Birth of a Nation. No, motherfucker, of course not. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to break the tension of your fucking movie, dude. That was such a downer.
I know. I was like, oh fuck.
Yeah, no, but my number 1 is gonna piss off Arturo. It's Boondock Saints. Listen, I just want to be able to say.
I do to you, man.
I'm sorry, Arturo. Listen, you know what I'm basing my list off of? I'm gonna be honest with you guys.
Our list?
No.
Our top 10s, he went through them all? Which movie's going to piss him off more?
I'm basing my top 5 on movies where I guess when I was in college and the years following that.
In the 90s.
A lot of... I'm not that old, motherfucker. A lot of people that I would talk to considered these movies, these Fight Clubs, these Boondock Saints, these Trainspotting,
You went to
as
college
like
campuses, man.
as like that's because that's where I'm basing this off of. Is a majority of the people that I met during those
This
years.
sounds awfully biased.
Probably, but I mean, I don't talk to a lot of people about movies outside of YouTube. So I guess 90% of the people that I talk to about movies considered those 3 movies to just be like fucking amazing. And I'm not saying that it's a bad movie. I enjoy all of these movies. I do. I honestly do. And I will watch them if they are on or if I'm flipping through the television. I'll stop to watch them and have memorable lines and memorable scenes. And the actors and actresses all did great jobs. And I'm not denying any of that. I'm just saying the fact that they are still to this day seen as like such amazing films when I've seen and there have been other movies that have been just as good or even better. We're close. Or even better are not being as talked up as much is because it's overrated. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it's rated good, but the fact that other people rate it as great to me means it's overrated.
I highly disagree with that. I'm with you, Arden. I don't know.
Thank you, Sam.
We should just fucking murder him.
You guys are over. Or are you guys gonna make me like pray this
while we do an Irish jig on top of his dead body.
Yes.
You can't be any more wrong, Uba. That's all I have to say about that. It is 48 minutes into this fucking episode.
So let's finish this. You're the last
number one.
That's actually a really good time, I have to say.
Yeah. Midsommar.
What? What's with you and Ari Aster, man?
I think he's a pretentious prick, to be honest.
Wow. I mean, I just don't think you get his movies. I
don't care for them. That's just kidding. He's fine, I guess.
Midsommar is
Ari,
great.
if you're listening, my bad, I guess.
He's not listening, obviously.
You never know.
No, first off, Florence Pugh's acting is magnificent in this film. And she deserves so many. It's just no one's fucking likable outside of her. Her boyfriend's a fucking asshole, douchebag motherfucker who does not deserve her.
Fuck that guy.
And he's like over here trying to do stupid shit while his girlfriend's there. And he's so annoying. And the film is just worth all the fuck. It's fucking boring randomly.
It's not boring.
It is, man. There's some parts that are interesting. The best sequence is that one track sequence where she finds out her parents killed themselves, and that was traumatizing.
That's not cool.
The ending makes it kind of worth her what she went through, but
You're supposed to feel a certain sense of satisfaction and disturbance at the same time. The fact that you're
I'm
sort
just
of
glad he fucking died.
disturbance.
yeah, and weren't you disturbed at the happiness you felt at the fact that perhaps he didn't deserve to
No,
die? in
fuck
the way
him. He deserved to die.
Yeah.
I wasn't
Not
disturbed by
really.
that. No.
No, he might have been an asshole, but not like a deserved to die
He
kind
deserved
of
to
asshole.
die.
Maybe
he was an
maimed.
asshole to Florence Pugh.
Look.
He deserved to get maimed.
Death.
Like this.
Midsommar and
Dismembered.
Hereditary.
Now I'm
Midsommar and Hereditary are great horror movies, and they both actually were in my top 10.
Oh shit.
Hereditary was in my top 10, and so was Midsommar. I love those two movies. I think they're both great horror movies. I didn't like Beau is Afraid. If you think
Beau,
fucking
no, yeah.
Midsommar and Hereditary, Beau is Afraid is that is a pretentious
worst.
film.
Yep.
But you haven't fucking seen it. Shut up.
It's like, who's Ari Aster?
I'm just.
There's another
off
movie
of the
coming out
ride.
this year by him.
Which looks kind of interesting, I'll admit.
It's like a western or something.
Yeah. I liked how the trailer was like someone like looking through their phone.
You shouldn't go watch it. You don't deserve Ari Aster. You don't deserve him.
All right.
Well, that's it. That was my last episode here with everybody. I'm back on sabbatical.
15 overrated movies.
Well,
None of us overlapped, by the way. None of us did.
no, this is the first time. This
That's
is great.
true. Yeah, that was fun.
Damn.
Even though how angry I am, I truly enjoy this, I have to say. Please tell us
'Cause you agree.
what you think are some of your most overrated
And
films.
tell us why you agree with me.
or
If
why
any
you
of you-
disagree
listen
with
to
me,
If
whatever.
any of you list Lord of the Rings, I will fucking hunt you down.
You will.
I will find your address and I will show up at your door
Damn, son.
with mithril, covered in mithril, and
Covered
the
in
sword of Elendil at my side.
That sounds very
pornographic.
I was gonna say it sounds like a heavy
Covered in-
innuendo.
Is it white mithril?
full of lembas, a stomach full of lembas bread, and just ready to fight. So don't you dare pick Lord of the Rings. Anyway,
Well,
yes, let us
Are you
know.
armed with your sting in your hand?
Oh, you better know it.
As always, please like and subscribe. We're gonna go into a fight right after this video.
Yeah.
And as always.
Have a dark night.
Have an overrated Dark Knight.